welcome. As you would have seen from the thumbnail and the title and from my double hellos and double welcomes, today I'm going to be making Tommy and Timmy because they are adorable. So we're going to get on with that. But first of all, I want to say thank you so much for my first upload that was on my channel of Gulliver. That was a bit of a mess up of a video. It was actually supposed to be a full video, but unfortunately the audio disappeared into thin air. I don't know what happened. It was definitely there and then it wasn't. So I had to turn it into a short. But the support that I got from you guys was so sweet, and it kind of encouraged me to be like, it's okay, these things happen and we can carry on and get going. So I'm going to show you Gulliver again quickly, and thank you so much again, and then we can get on and do Tommy and Timmy. So here is Gulliver that we did in the last video. Thank you again so much for your support. I'm really happy with how he turned out and I love him so much. He's so cute. Poor little Gulliver. And I also want to show you the ones that we've done before. So this is the Fimo clay that I use. I really like using this one. I don't use any coloured Fimo. I just use white because I like to paint my little charms. So yeah, we're only going to use white, and I love this one because you could pop it in the oven. It's super easy, only 30 minutes as you can see, and get that done. And I use these, oh, it's sliding out of the packet. I use these to put through the charms, as you can see, to make their little loops, and so they can be little dingly dangly charms. So with that said, let's get on and start making Timmy and Tommy. So first things first, when you first get your clay out, you're going to want to start rolling it up and warming it up, just so that it's a little bit easier to work with. So I'm going to do that with all the bits that I need for Tommy and Timmy, and then I'll get back to you once they are a little bit more workable. Okay, so we've got kind of all the bits and pieces that we need. We've got 2 bodies and 2 heads and 4 little ears, and then we'll go on and start getting all the other bits in a little bit. But first we're going to go in and kind of shape the head just a little bit. So I'm just going to pinch one side of the clay and keep on forming that into a little point, so that will be either Tommy or Timmy's little nose. So just keep on twisting and pinching that. We don't want it to be too far out, and just trying to keep the rest of the head as round as possible. So starting to take shape, and that's what we want, that kind of little flick there that you can see, and just keeping the head round as possible. And just going to flatten where his eyes are going to be so that they're a little bit more prominent, and just keep that face as round as possible, And I think that is pretty good to go for that one. And I'm going to do the same on the other head. Okay, so we've got their two little faces done and already kind of looking cute in a weird way. So we're now going to pop their ears on. So I've rolled up these little balls and we're just going to pop them on top of the head. It's easy as that. So we've got 1 and 2. Okay. Looking adorable, love it. And the same on the other one. We'll pop one ear there. And the other ear on just there. Okay, and now we can get on and do the bodies. So my idea is to have one laying down on his belly and the other one kind of laying over his back. So to do that, I'm just going to roll out one of these balls to a little bit longer, not so round. So we're just going to keep rolling it out and kind of squishing it down just a little bit. Don't want it too long, we don't want it too flat, but just the right amount, if that makes sense, because they're supposed to be small, so we can't have them being too big. So that looks about right to be one of their bodies, and we're going to need some little legs as well, so stick that head on there. Okay, so he's on. So he's going to be the one that's laying down. And now we're going to make some legs for them. So I'm literally grabbing the tiniest amount and I'm going to split that in half and then just roll those up into tiny little cones and then stick those onto the front of his legs to be his arms. Okay, I'm now making his tail. So I've literally just grabbed a little bit and just kind of rounded it off at the end and made it flat on the other end. And we're just going to stick that on. This is pretty much going to be covered by the other one laying on his back. So don't have to worry about it too much being on show. So we're just going to make sure that that's definitely on there. Nothing's going to fall off, so we don't want that. So I'm just making the last one, and while I'm doing that, I want to know who is still playing Animal Crossing, because it kind of went a bit downhill once people realised that they weren't getting any more updates. Who's still playing it? Who's still interested in it? And are you, when the new one comes out, because there will be a new one, they've always done it, will you buy the new Animal Crossing? So at the moment I'm just making a little tail, as you can see, to go on the other one that's going to be over his back. So just popping that on now. With the last video, I was going to show you my island. So if you're interested in me showing my island of my Animal Crossing, I will definitely do that. Let me know in the comment section down below and I'll get that done. So we're just finishing up now on Tommy and Timmy, and then we can put them in the oven and cure them, and then we can get on to painting them. So let's see how they're going now. Okay, so here they are. We've got little Timmy or Tommy on top of either Timmy or Tommy's back. I haven't figured out which one's going to be which yet. I'm sure we'll figure that out. Just making sure that their noses and their ears are definitely all there and as pointy as they can be. And yes, so there's his little tail and his little feeties hanging out. And this one has a little bow on his back from his apron and his little feet hanging out there in his tail. So now we have to put them in the oven and then we'll be back to paint them, the fun bit. There is actually one last thing that we have to do. I almost forgot about. We have to put this in there, the scary part, because this bit always scares me because it's like you kind of have to squeeze it on and I always get worried that it's going to break it. So we're literally just going to pop it in the center and just kind of very gently push it down and hopefully not squish them too much. This bit's always the scary bit. Okay, we've got it. It's through his head. We've got both of them. That's exactly where I wanted it to go through, lucky enough. And just give them an extra little bit of love there on their nose. Don't want to be flattening their faces. Okay, it's in. They can now go in the oven. Okay, so it's been half an hour. They're all ready and done. I always do mine in like a little mini oven. I don't do them in my main oven. They always seem to get a little bit dark on the bottom, but that's fine because I paint mine as I said. Obviously, if you're making clay charms and with just the actual colours, you're gonna want to make sure that when you turn your oven on that they're right in the middle. But because I do mine in a little oven, they start to get a little bit maybe burnt at the bottom. So, but that's fine, I don't mind because we're going to paint them now. So let's get on and start painting these two. Okay, so here they are. As you can see, the browning on them and underneath, they're a little bit singed from the oven, but that's fine because we're going to paint them anyway. So I'm going in and going to put a light brown down on all of them, just on the areas that it's needed, obviously. I'm just going to put it over his face fully though, because I know that they've got a dark brown area on their face because they're little raccoons, but I think it will show up better if we've got a base brown down first. So just going to keep on painting that in and hopefully we can cover up these burn marks. Sometimes they're not as bad as others, but sometimes it gets a little bit singed. So we'll see how that goes when we get to that point. Hopefully it's not too bad. So that's the base colours done for them. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the eye patch or whatever we want to call it, like this one here on this one. So the paints that I use while doing these are actually gel polishes. I know a lot of people use acrylic and stuff like that, or don't even paint them at all. I used to like acrylic, but I found that it would kind of fade out and not give the right style of painting that I liked. So whereas gels, it's much quicker, you can cure them and blend them and this, that and the other. By gels, I mean gel polish, literal like nail varnish. So I just like to paint with those. And yes, so we can go and cure this now. This paint requires a UV light to set. So you just pop it in a UV light for 30 to 60 seconds and then it will be fully dry. Going in now with a dotting tool, I'm just going to do the whites of the eyes on both of them. That looks super googly, but we'll see how it turns out. And then again on this one. And then I'll pop it in the lamp to cure again. And now the blue on their eyes. And back in the lamp to cure. They're starting to look so stinking adorable. I'm gonna have to fix up their eyes a little bit. This one's looking a bit bigger than the other one, but it's fine. Now do the pink bits in the ears. So I'm just gonna go in with a brush this time and just add that in. Like so. Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely going to have to fix up those eyes. They're a bit wobbly. The pink bits just make it look so much cuter. Okay, and the other one's is... You have to leave in the comments which one you think looks more like a Timmy and which one looks like a Tommy, because I really can't make my mind up on which one should be which. So let me know, and then I will always refer to them as that way round. Okay, and now I think it definitely has to be done. I'm gonna have to paint toe beans on these guys. So I'm just going to get a little piece and just on the back foot here and here we're going to do little toe beans. So one pad in the middle and then dot, dot, dot. They're so cute. And then on the other one, the same thing. Okay, so I don't want to smudge this paint so fast, so I'm going to pop it in the lamp again to cure, and then we can carry on. And that is those two complete and finished. I'm really happy with how they turn out, even though this guy here's got a pretty big head. But yeah, and that brings the end of the video. And here is a shot of all of them together. Super cute. I love their toe beans especially. And yeah, I'm really happy with how they turn out. So if you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. And if you want to see more of these, I definitely will be doing more. So don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss the rest of them, because I'm kind of wanting to challenge myself and see how many, if not all of them, how many I can do. So definitely leave it down in the comments below what ones you want to see me do, and I'll definitely get back to you and get those ones done. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Until then, goodbye, stay happy, stay cozy, and keep crafting.